October 18th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this horrendous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the Studio C. This here is the employee entrance. The actor did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studio. The security lady works there at the studio. Was there at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And there is Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people there. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. After lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead later to that day, 5 p.m. The samurai spear found in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to the whole thing again?
No.
I think I can probably remember that. So, the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear has been added to court records. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please! Oh, dearie, no need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edward has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Just call me Grandma. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was.
And to get the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since the morning. I, had some errands to run in the morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. I smell bull. Now the murder happened at 2 p.m., right? Instead, interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, the man right there, and the studio was heading to, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, No. The photo. Let me get this straight, old bag, and Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Mr. Powers, right?
No, they can't.
Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that, I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What?
Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possessions ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof then.
I never say anything. I don't meet, mind you. That morning, during the run through the action scenes, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Didn't she have errands?
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something.
I'll press her until she squeals. Never said anything I don't mean, mind you. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as significant detail. I better write this down in court records. Samurai spear updated in court records. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
Hold it.
Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's a Steel Samurai, then the poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Pretty significant detail. Trip and fall? Yes, and I think he's supposed to be the Steel Ninja. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. It helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. One of the props. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Objection. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in the photo can we see Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Powers. We have to consider that possibility too. Allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Time of death was 2:30, true. I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. Every time it makes me laugh. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever someone passes by there, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words OC 15 2 p.m. photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. The evidence shows that no one but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Me? Watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these new-fangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, old bag? Yes, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose. You could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Oh shoot, is she gonna try to blame... Is she gonna try to blame what's-her-face? Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them out. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Old Bag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, anyways, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. She's correct on that one. She's correct on that one. $50-50. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Huh? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh who knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, Well, we see his type every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in the 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for the young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right? As I said, I didn't pay much mind to it. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.